This time it says recording in progress. We've got this. Hey, thank you so much for jumping in here. Thanks for watching the replay as you're jumping in. I have a very special guest. Whitney and I have been friends for years. She has an awesome 4-H family that she plugs into, and she takes care of so many people. She's got a nursing background that, because her heart is so big, she loves to care for so many people, whether it's her family or people that she didn't even know in the hospital. And she does a lot of homeschooling. She takes care of, she's darn near got a zoo over there with all the animals that she takes care of. And it's always fascinating to go over and visit with her, her family. It's an honor and a privilege to have her on our Zoom here this evening. And I look forward to hearing her special messages she has for each one of us. Take it away, Whitney.
Thank you, Bobby. So I wanted to give you guys an inspirational piece to start us off with today. And really, this hit me this morning as I was waking up. I battle anxiety, and I know that a lot of people do. And it doesn't have to be anxiety that this refers to. It can be depression. It can be the fear of public speaking, or what you perceive people are going to think of you when you reach out to them. Literally, you can plug anything into this. So what my inspiration for you is don't let blank define you. Fill in the blank. So mine would say, don't let anxiety define you. So today, my battle has been not letting my anxiety define me and get past that all day. So if you're struggling with something, get past it. Reach out to one of us. We are all here, and we will support you and figure out how to get through it, and we will get there. Okay. So don't let anything define you. You choose how to define you. Let God define you. Next up, I've got a little bit of business for you from the business side of it. I've been in this business with Bobby for almost 2 years. June will be my 2-year anniversary. I was actually the first one that he signed. So yes, I am the OG. But anyway, just got to throw that in there. My biggest thing is life's a roller coaster. Never give up. Never give up. There are times where I'm hitting it out of the ballpark. Every time I open my phone doesn't stop. It's business is good. Business keeps going. I'm not even having to work hard at it. It's just flourishing. And then there's other times where it's like life's getting the best of me, or the kids are sick, or somebody needs me, or like Bobby said, like I took 3 months off 1 year to help take care of my uncle. Just there are sometimes things beyond my control that interfere with my business, and I have to pick that back up and start over again. And yeah, it's not a completely fresh start, but it's getting back in that habit. But every time I do, it pays off. So my message to you is never give up. Keep the business going. And finally, I'm going to do a little product information for you, because this one's been life-changing for me. I have tried, I need to count, and I swear I'm going to take a picture one of these days of all the Modere products I've tried, because number one, I've loved them all. And number two, I'm really curious as to how many I have actually tried, because it's most of them. And I've yet to find one I don't like. But this one has been a game changer for me. It's the Logic. Has anybody else tried the Logic? Because I love it. And I got the box here too to show you what the box looks like, because this stuff, I don't do the creamer, but I do the coffee. And I'm a coffee drinker anyway. I started that when my youngest was born almost 7 years ago with spina bifida. I had to have something. So I'm a coffee drinker day in and day out. So I finally talked myself into trying the Logic. It's got a little bit more caffeine than a regular cup of coffee, which never hurts either. But what I do like about it is that after I had COVID in December, I've had a lot of COVID brain issues and that brain fog that they talk about people having. And I found that when I drink this consistently day in and day out, my brain fog isn't as bad. My husband has commented that my mood is better, and I just feel like I take things more in stride and don't get aggravated, and my anxiety is better. So, and some of that came to light when I did slack off on drinking it, because you get in the habit of it, but then something comes up. So we were on the go a week before last a lot, and I didn't always have time to get my Logic made before I left, my Logic coffee. And so I'd grab a pop because I had to have my caffeine. Well, that pop made me feel, number one, like crap. Number two, I wasn't getting all those good phytonutrients that you get from the Logic, and just those boosts and everything that it does for you. So now that I'm finally getting it back in my system and making it a part of my daily routine, I can feel myself being more that me that I was, that I love and my family loves. So gotta love Modere.
Oh, I love it, Whitney. I'm telling you what, I could just sit back and just let you keep talking.
I could talk for hours. I love these products. I, my heart is for helping people, and you said that, and you know me, and I actually feel like these products do help people in so many different ways and forms. There's something for everyone.
Yes. Yes, I totally agree. You hit on several things that they did kind of hit on and brush on, and so many of those speakers at the Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing event this weekend. I gotta say, I missed the part that I was looking forward to the most, and that was the couples panel that was up
Mhm.
there. I'd made a deal with Kathy that we'd go grab some mulch and things that I still owed her for Mother's Day. Not that I'm a procrastinator, I just didn't make that enough of a priority to get it done. But one of the ladies that spoke, Brianna Deerdick, and she had mentioned some of her life changes that she had made real. I am thinking that she was one of them that mentioned that she suffered from some anxiety and self-confidence issues. The biggest statement, and I mentioned this on Margie's Zoom the other night, because this was my absolute biggest takeaway. I've been a very strong advocate for network marketing, for what it's done for me personally in my personal development, for things it's been able to help me advance in my work life, in my social life, my church life, just communicating in general. In the network marketing session, they had breakout sessions where there's supposed to be 4 of you. Unfortunately, a few people wouldn't have their cameras turned on or wouldn't be present for them. When I jumped in there, one of them's topics was to deal with your fears. And I kind of had to say, well, I said, of course, since it was network marketing women, most powerful women, every breakout session I was in was, of course, all women. I was the only man. So it was very easy for me to say, hey, ladies first. And then I never had to go first. So I moved right out of that. But I said early on, I would have had to say that one of my biggest fears was public speaking. And they said, well, you're doing a really good job right now. And I feel like both of those ladies that was in that chat have been doing extremely well in network marketing for quite some time. So that was a huge compliment to me.
Mhm.
But I want to back to where I was talking about Brianna Deirdrick, because when they were talking about that anxiety and she was talking about some of these personal demons that she was dealing with, somebody had reached out to her about network marketing. And I've always kind of used that line that network marketing has changed lives and it's improved people's lives because it's literally personal development with a pay plan. Brianna went on to say that network marketing didn't change her life. It saved her life. That was so powerful. And that hit me so hard that I literally put a smiley face and my shades on there and like 4 stars, because I
Right.
said, man, that is so powerful and so amazing that I want to make sure I share that. She went on to talk about some of her core values, because I can't remember if it was her, one of the speakers before, they was talking about emotional intelligence. And I've literally got the book back here somewhere, Emotional Intelligence, like 2.0 or 3.0. I can't remember the name of the title of it. But her core values, I think, line up a lot with yours, Whitney, because they are love, tradition, and values. And those really speak so much to her core. And when she was talking about that, I was thinking about you, because I know how hard you pour into everything that you do. And I appreciate you so much. And I really appreciate you for jumping on here and being on this Zoom with us this evening. Absolutely amazing speakers. I have been very impressed with how open they were. If not everybody here participated in that, and that's okay. But Google the Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing 2022. Go to the speakers page and see how many of them you can find on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. Follow what they're doing. All of these people that spoke are multi-million-dollar earners. There is no other place that I know of. I don't know where I would go to in Jefferson County Indianapolis, Kentucky, anywhere that I could surround myself with 2 millionaires that would share 15 to 20 minutes with me. And I literally had multi-million dollar earners share 3 days with me. I dreaded when I had to move. We had the storms come through. As a highway superintendent, my phone ends up ringing. I end up with trees down. I have to step away. I'm like, you're killing me, Smalls. Thinking about, we were talking about baseball earlier, and everybody's probably seen the movie The Sandlot. So that's one of my favorites, especially during baseball season. Our one and only Margie Aliprandi was one of the speakers at the event. She sat on the panel that it was talking about leaving a legacy. And what was so neat was it was Margie and her daughter, Lisa Grossman, which I talked about. And I think I shared one of her videos in here, and her daughter. And the other one, I want to say that we met going through the Unleash Your 2022 when they put together the kind of the women's group that they do, because Margie and Dina had joined hands then to go on some mission trips and to have this most powerful women group and unleash that 2022. But it was Denny Robinson and her daughter, and they were talking about how their daughters, how they're building it so much faster than what they did because of the influence of social media and being able to build their brand, and that brand being their individuality, not the Modere brand, that is very important, very easy to move, very easy to Google and bring customers in, help those customers to become social marketers if they so desire. And if they don't, leave them as customers, help them gather customers so that they get those Live Clean credits until the point that they've maxed out on their $600 of what they can earn, then transition into marketers because they're already good at sharing the product. And you ladies are just natural when it comes to sharing products, dishing out compliments, talking about people's shoes, their dresses, their smiles, their kids, whatever it is. It just comes so natural for you guys to pour into people. And sometimes when guys do that, they look like geeks, but that's all right. I'm good with being a geek. I don't care. So, and that's not one of my fears. I got over years ago what other people say about me. It doesn't matter. So water off a duck's back, but that's not easy for everybody. On day 2, lady by the name of Lisa Nichols, she was one of the stars in the movie The Secret. I'm telling you, her game from the time that she did The Secret to what she does now is like 10 times. I mean, she literally had me with tears in my eyes going through her presentation. Just unbelievable how she would pour into people. I know I did share a little bit of a clip there, a YouTube clip there in our messaging group. I think it was 10 or 15 minutes. That was a nice message, but it did not come close to what her performance was at the Most Powerful Women Conference. I know I'd mentioned, I just didn't want to leave out anything major that I wanted to kind of touch on. And you guys all know how much I do some running. I've come back. I know where I'm going to finish now. See that? I do this impromptu. I bet you never guessed that, right? But I'd mentioned the part that I missed was that couples and pouring into it. And one of the things that they mentioned going through here, money changes people. It magnifies what's on the inside. And they were talking about, if you pour money into somebody and you think they changed, they really didn't change. It just magnified who they really were. So they might have been hiding who they really were. It said, if a person's, sorry, no other words. If a person's a bit of a butthole and he gets a lot more money, just becomes a bigger butthole, so we don't want to do that. But if a person that's used to sharing their generosity, their gratitude, their heart poured into things, they're going to share that money with multiple people and they're going to grow that much more. So I thought that was really neat, and that was one of my big takeaways also that I wanted to share. Jessie Lee Ward talked about Rich Strike and that story, and how many times she's watched that video and that underdog advantage in the Kentucky Derby. The horse, I think she even mentioned, I didn't realize there was only one other horse that had worse odds than Rich Strike. And of course, that other horse with worst odds didn't come close to winning the Kentucky Derby, but this is the worst odds that ever won it. I think I've got that right. I don't follow the horse races a whole lot. Whitney's giving me a thumbs up. I got to have it right. But that was really neat. And Jesse Lee Ward did mention the emotional intelligences also. The last one, they were talking about how simple it is and staying focused on the basics. And I got to be honest, I've ventured away from these basics more than once. And every time I have, my business has struggled. Yes, my business struggles as well. I have those off days. I have those days I get busy. Life gets in the way, whether it's trees, family, just a multitude of things, marriages, loss of loved ones, all kinds of things cause hiccups in our life. I guess it was Marina that actually shared this. I was thinking one of the other speakers kind of hit on it, but she was talking about the rebuild, and she was talking about going through a divorce, going through some challenging times in her personal life. And then it took her 10 years to rebuild herself, not her business, not her brand, to rebuild herself, to get back to where she had that confidence. And that was so powerful because we all know people that are hurting, is it, whether it's physically, emotionally, dealing with anxiety, dealing with so many things. And I appreciate Whitney for being so personable and so open with sharing that she struggles with anxiety. We all have different struggles each and every day, but we've got a group of supportive people that are always right here. And that's one of the reasons that I love our Facebook chat. I love our time together. I love this personal development because we all cheer everybody's success. When we go to work, sometimes people want us to succeed, but I'll be darned if they want us to do better than they're doing. So like a bucket of crabs. You ever seen a crab try to crawl out of a bucket or a barrel? All the other crabs are pulling him back in, won't let him get away. So next time you have that hiccup, just make sure you call me, text me. I'll pick you up. We'll get you out of that bucket. But she went on to talk about that. She was talking about the conferences. She was talking about the amazing talent and inspiration that goes on at a lot of these conferences. That's why I love to plug in, motivational. Sometimes I don't get really carried away with the hype anymore. I'm always looking for those one or two nuggets that I can grab, whether that's a one-on-one conversation or an event like this. And Eric kind of did challenges early on in Marina to find one thing that you focused on with each one of those speakers. And the very first thing that Marina was talking about was be present. And when I think about being present, I think about so many conversations that we have with our spouse, with our loved ones, with other individuals that we're not always completely present when we're talking to them. We're there, but we may be over here on our phone. We may be doing something else, making sure that we're plugged in. And I know going through the book, Emotional Intelligence, it talked about your body posture, even if I'm interviewing somebody for a job or what I'm doing, that they recognize by my body language that I'm there. So you're getting tall. but
the dog's in. I'm gonna mute.
Okay. The biggest thing I was talking about, when you relaunch or you're going to rebuild, the basics are to have 3 conversations a day, 3 reach outs, to ask them just to take a look. No commitment. The only commitment we want to do is to take a look. Do 3 follow-ups every single day and pass on at least 3 times a day, share gratitude. Doesn't even matter if they're an existing customer. It doesn't matter if it's your mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, co-worker, dogs, cows, whatever. Share some gratitude. I share a lot of gratitude quotes on my Facebook stories, on my Zooms, on everything that I'm doing. Some of those are for other people. Most of those are for me, just to keep me in a positive mindset, to keep me wanting to share, because some days, my days at work are just a drag. I just know I got to get through it so I can get to the end of the day and I can come do the things that I love to do, whether that's jump on a Zoom, talk to you guys, jump in my Facebook chats, my messages, my LinkedIn, connect with my wife and my family at home, go feed the cows, do the things that I love. And that's what keeps me going, having those conversations, doing those reach outs. And I think we literally need to take a notebook, just a plain Jane notebook, and write on it who my 3 contacts are going to be, who my 3 follow-ups are going to be, because you can do this even if it's 6 months later and you flip back and you start at the beginning of that book. Man, I started this conversation. Timing wasn't right for them then. I need to reach back out. I need to follow back up. I need to see what they're doing. And keeping it as simple as just reaching back out. Hey, just wanted to connect with you, see what's going on. You know, share a promotion, maybe if it fits. If you haven't talked to them for a little while, just see what's going on in their life. And I think perfect time to share some gratitude. One of the speakers, how did I skip? Somewhere I skipped writing down names, but anyway, I must have gotten distracted. One of them shared the acronym OO, EWWW. Was that 3 W's or 2 W's? Anyway, it was talking about on your reach outs, and this was classic. It was edify the person, is what the letter E stands for. Tell them what you have, so that the W is what. Tell them why they should care. So the W is the why. Tell them why they should care, and tell them what they should do next. So hey, I'm reaching out to you because I know you're absolutely amazing. You have a business you've been doing on the side. You've got so much credibility. I think the world of your relationship with so-and-so. So you're edifying the person. Tell them what you have. Hey, I'm extremely excited about a business. I'm extremely excited about a product. Whatever your story is, that's when you'll share with them the what. Why should they take a look? What results have you had with those products? I shared on our men's group today that, this past Sunday, I was 1 notch smaller in my belt before I went to church. I haven't really lost any weight, but my body compensation has changed, because of my activity, because of the trim, because of the BioCell, because of the good things I'm putting in my body, paying attention, trying to just eliminate 1 soda pop a day. And for me, that's hard to do because I've always kind of liked my soda pops, but I can lose a couple pounds if I just quit drinking my soda pops, because I know that sodium's got to be making me hold some of that water that causes it to go up, and tell them what to do next. Tell them where to go take a look, whether it's you're going to share a link, what it is. And as soon as they watch the video, to get back with you, send a text and set that time of when to follow up. So that's really the main things that I wanted to share as far as what went on with the network marketing most powerful women in network marketing event. We did have a Zoom last night with Margie. Definitely jump on there because she talks a little bit about the raspberry lemonade. If you get a chance to watch it while you're on the go. The biggest thing you need to be doing right now is following up with folks. Cynthia did share a really good strategy on there, whether you've done a lot of your messages in Facebook Messenger or you've done a lot of your messages on through your phone. I use an iPhone. I'm guessing Android phones are the same. You can open up your messages and literally in my messages alone, if I go in that little search bar and I just type the word lean for somebody that I may have shared the lean body system with and hit search, under conversations, I can hit show all, and I can literally go all the way down to the bottom. And I've got somebody that I shared the lean body system with on June 9th, 2021. I can start at the top or the bottom, seeing if that person's a current customer, when they took a look last, and figure out when my conversation was last. Same thing works in Facebook Messenger, whether it's BioCell, lean. The other nice thing about this promotion that the company did for us, they've done a double the new customers as far as that $10 reward, $10 customer savings that they have. When you share the love, they're doubling the $10 for these next 2 days, 24th, 25th, 26th. Does not have to be the raspberry lemonade trim. It can be any product and it can be any dollar figure. There's no $99 minimum order on this. Now, why somebody wouldn't want to capitalize on that as much as they can, I don't know, but they might. But that gets them in the door. That gets them signed up as a customer. That gets them getting the emails from Modere to help us build our business. And it gets us their contact information if we don't already have it. I know most of mine. I already know most of my customers. I've got a few new ones that I didn't know. Kathy's added a few of them. I didn't have their contact information so that I can follow up. If you've downloaded that Modere app, I know that's in the United States. Tom, I don't think that works real well for you. But if you've got that, there's a thing on there. It's called the Pulse that kind of helps you keep track of your business and gives you reminders to who to do follow-ups with, who placed new orders. I know I've got a lot of people that's came on board and they're about to get a $50 Live Clean credit bonus for their anniversary. As Whitney mentioned, she's been here right at 2 years. She's going to be getting $50 in those Live Clean credits for that, those Share the Love credits. Just put automatically directly into her account. Every one of your customers, Whitney, is going to get that $50, whether they've placed an order in
That's
the
awesome.
last year or not. That's going to make it super easy to share, super easy to follow up and say, hey, did you see the company just gave you $50 to spend? What are you going to do with your $50? You know, and it's really going to be that simple, guys. So jump in, let us know how we can help you. We think the world of you and we love each and every one of you. And we are your biggest cheerleader. Thank you. Everybody have a good night.